What is the joke that killed an anime about Kokoro Connect? When did I watch Kokoro Connect? I watched it at fucking long time ago. It came out in 2012. I didn't watch it when it came out. I probably watched it in like 2015, 2016. There's one scene that, whenever I think of Kokoro Connect, there's one scene that comes to mind, and if you've seen Kokoro Connect, you know the scene I'm talking about. No, that's not the one. This is the one. Go. This is the scene. That is the only part of this show that is still in my mind. I don't remember anything else about it. Anyway, the joke that killed an anime. Kokoro Connect.
Kokoro Connect is a Japanese light novel series written by Anda Sananatsu, and in 2012 it received an anime adaptation. This anime was generally well received by critics and fans, and
I guess sub 1,000 at one point. Am I familiar with Haruhi Suzumiya? Yes. Yes, I am not someone who started watching anime post-2020. Yes, I am familiar with Haruhi Suzumiya.
And fairly popular too. That being the case, how many copies of its Blu-ray
do I know about the Endless 8? Yes, I watched the Endless 8.
Do you think it would have sold? Now, keep in mind that many anime aren't exactly known for selling tons of Blu-rays.
I watched all of it.
Instead, the typical tactic seems to be that you make these things very expensive and cast a smaller net. Even so, given that this was one of the more popular anime series in 2012, I would expect it to safely crack 10,000 sales for the year, just based off my...
See, the reason why I watched this at the time, I was like, this is just discount KyoAni art style. This is not, for the record, this is not a KyoAni series. This is by Silverlink, but it is like carbon copy KyoAni style of the time.
God, I feel like that's a safe bet, but it didn't. No, not even close.
This isn't KyoAni. No, it's not.
140 copies. That's it. Of course, sales like that don't bode well for a sequel, and sure enough, it never received a proper one. Because of that, Kokoro Connect was doomed to be an incomplete adaptation. It got a special. Just like so many anime that people enjoy. But
so many of the time, it is sad how many phenomenal series there are that came out in this era that just never got a sequel. Let's before we go on any further, let us just look at what came out summer 2012. See if there's anything here that should have gotten more. Well, this got more. Okay, maybe not that one. Anything in this season that was great that should have gotten a sequel. Remember Joshidaku being good. Oh my god, fucking Dog Days. Dog Days is great. Maybe this is a bad example of a season, actually. Holy shit, look how few anime came out. What the fuck? I forgot how few anime used to release in a season. That's everything. Fuck.
Why? Was there something wrong with it that made it only sell this many copies? I mean, from the series' reception, that doesn't seem to be a major factor. In fact, a lot of people really like it and would have loved to see more.
I would have.
So, what happened? Well, a joke happened. Or maybe joke isn't quite the right word.
The incident?
Mitsuhiro Ichiki is the main character in this story.
Okay.
See, he's a voice actor who, back before 2012, had managed to voice in a number of anime, mostly as supporting characters.
Sure.
So, when he received an audition for an anime original character in Kokoro Connect, I'm sure he was excited to attend. He went there, performed, and then he waited. Eventually, a promotional event for the anime was held, and Ichiki was invited. This event, which would not only contain in-person attendees, but was streamed to one of Japan's largest video sites, no doubt represented a big moment in Ichiki's career. After all, though he hadn't yet heard back about the audition,
You're the fucking It's been so long since I watched this series, man. Is it a fucking Undertaker on a wall? What the? I have memory hold every single detail about this series.
how could this be anything other than good news? In fact, all signs pointed to his anime original character being announced here, along with him acting that character. Really, that's the only thing that would make sense. Except that the anime's producer, Takahiro Yamanaka, had a different plan. Because this character Ichiki had auditioned for, they didn't exist. They had never existed. So as Ichiki walked out on stage, a video began to play. An embarrassing video from his audition, which hadn't even been an audition. No, the other actors were certainly actors, but they weren't looking for this part. They were specifically there to fool Ichiki, to make him believe that this was real. And as the audition went on, they asked him to say his lines in purposely silly ways, yell loudly, that sort of thing. And Ichiki had to hear this play out in front of the crowd.
What? So, wait, what? There's gotta be more to it than this. They just made a fake audition to, like, make fun of this guy? What? Why?
The fact that he wouldn't be voice acting the anime was revealed right then and there. But it was even worse than that. Because this was all fake, he had never been considered for the part at all. He had been the butt of a bad joke, but again, I think joke might be the wrong word here.
What?
From here, Ichiki was offered a different role, that of the anime's public relations head, who would help drum up excitement.
What? Wait. So there's a relatively, not like popular, but like up-and-coming voice actor who was like, hey, here's a big role in this anime that's coming up that's going to be a relatively popular anime. Oh no, fuck you, that's actually not real. We're just going to give you a marketing role instead. What?
For the anime's release. So not only had these people purposefully embarrassed him, not only had they made a mockery of his passion and voice acting work, they now wanted him to promote the series. However, this wasn't even a normal type of promotion. No, Ichiki had specific missions assigned to him, such as reaching a certain amount of followers on the official Twitter account.
Who the fuck did this guy piss off?
If he failed, well, then he would face a punishment game of sorts, like being electrocuted on video. Yet Ichiki accepted this job. Why? It's honestly hard for me to imagine why. Maybe he was worried that he would come out of this looking worse if he didn't. Maybe he thought that this job would still be a good opportunity for his career. Regardless, things got worse from here. Some other people involved in the anime's creation were found to have been mocking Ichiki and his dream of being a voice actor. Eventually, fans caught wind of this, and they were not happy. Many Japanese ones vowed to outright boycott the anime, and based on these sales, it seems like they did. This joke had come to fruition, and it had killed the anime.
What was the positive outcome that could have come from this? Like, what did they think was going to happen that would be good? Or was it just they didn't care about their reputation? They just wanted to just they just hated this guy so much they were entirely happy tanking an entire series. Have I seen the anime before? I've seen the anime before.
This story, though not exactly widely well known, is definitely discussed among anime fans online to some degree. And what I outlined above has been taken as the true version of events.
Okay.
Each time, though, the primary source listed for this is a Pastebin article from 2012, which contains translations for certain interviews and discussions.
Wait,
Here, another popular
I'm
voice
more
actor from the
confused
show
now.
was found to say that he didn't think seeing the moment a person crumbles would be so beautiful. It's also stated that Ichiki told the story to another voice actor, Tomokazu Sugita, who said that, if it were me, I would remember
Tomokazu Sugita. Why does that name ring a bell? Tomokazu Sugita. Oh, okay, that's why the name rings a bell. That's why that name rings a bell. Oh my, that's a big C. What year was this? It was 2012. So... Oh, he was like... he was like very new back then. Okay, no, sorry, wrong part. Okay, no, sorry. Okay, yeah, I looked at the wrong part. So he had a couple of big main character roles there. I think he was like, yeah, he just started getting some main character roles a few years earlier. Okay. Yeah, sorry, the name just completely slipped my mind. Yeah, Gintoki. Yeah, okay. Yuichi Kanon. So he was like a few years into getting some like big roles. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. What else do we have? What are the fun main character roles do we have? Oh, yeah, you want to talk about a series that should have a fucking sequel? Here's a series that should have a sequel. Joseph Joestar. What else do we have? Ragnar from BlazBlue. I don't know BlazBlue, but I know BlazBlue is big, or at least was at some point in history. Holy shit. Fuck, he's got a lot of fucking roles. Okay, what's recent? What are some recent stuff you've been doing? Yes. Fucking hell. Oh, he did the voice. I wouldn't exactly call this a voice, but he did technically voice this character. He has like, what, fucking 3 lines? And they're all pretty much just one-word lines. As we learned from the other video from Red Joker, I believe it was, you get paid not based on lines, but based on episode appearances. So voicing this character was basically free money. Any episode he shows up, it's like, yes. And that's all. Same money as everyone else.
The face of everyone there forever. However, there's an issue with this story of bullying, and that's what Ichiki himself has to say on the matter in his own blog post. Here, Ichiki writes that while he can understand people interpreting this negatively, he doesn't see this as a case of bullying. In fact, he writes that he's saddened whenever he sees someone say that they feel sorry for him, or that they can't forgive the perpetrators. If anything, this disdain for those he's working with seems to be the main thing causing him pain. As he says, I don't think anyone who writes articles on the internet for fun would ever understand. He even goes so far as to specifically state that he's now experienced the horror of the internet firsthand. At the end, he promises that he didn't write this article under pressure, though he knows some will believe that regardless, but he still wants to keep telling the truth. Well, okay then, so Ichiki doesn't see himself as the victim here. That's good. But the way I, and I'm sure many of you, react to this blog post will reveal just how moronic this publicity stunt really is. Because now, how the heck am I supposed to know what's true? After all, as much as I want to believe these words regarding the situation...
It sounds like he put out a blog post as a defense because he didn't want to be blacklisted from the industry. Like, that's the way it reads to me.
He now has a job to protect, along with his future prospects of employment in this industry. It's simply impossible to know the truth here. Beyond that, it's similarly impossible to not look at what happened to him and find it upsetting. Even if he did take it well, it's such a horrible thing to do.
We'll get to Red Joker eventually.
That's not a good practical joke. It's just mean. Still, more than that, his words about the horror of the internet ring true. Years later, this incident still follows those involved, and details have become super hard to verify. For instance, voice actor Takahiro Mizushima states that the outrage, in part, stemmed from an upload of the incident in a form different from the original intention. What does this mean exactly? No idea. I don't know which video was uploaded. I can't even watch the original live stream anymore. It's gone. Meanwhile, that Pastebin article, as helpful as it is, doesn't provide sources for most of its information. As far as I'm concerned, this event has taken on a life of its own, with correct information and misinformation mixed together until it's impossible to tell one from the other. I mean, the TV tropes page for Ishiki even states that he missed a chance to compete in a major esports event because he instead went to audition for this fake role in Kokoro Connect. Is there any proof given for this statement? No, it's just there, whether it's true or not. Plus, the reaction to this type of thing, it has real-world repercussions. Like another voice actress was harassed for no other reason than an unproven connection to producer Yamanaka. Obviously, none of this is to say that the original incident, the original live stream and public humiliation is fake. But the specifics of it,
like why
many
it
of
happened.
those have been lost to time. Meanwhile, the popular claim that this incident is to blame for the show's lack of a second season, it might be true, but I'm not quite so sure, considering that 3 series that are now more popular than it had similarly low sales.
No one gave a shit. I didn't realize Batum sold that badly. Fuck, that's crazy. Okay, Batum is such a weird fucking series. I don't even know. It's a death game series where everyone has like special kinds of grenades, and they have like different kinds of grenades. It's a Madhouse series. It's actually somewhat good, but like no one gave a shit about it.
And as far as I know, they didn't have some
Another has like a... I'm not a fan of Another, but it has like a cult following now.
Controversy surrounding them. I mean, I have no doubt that this incident didn't help, but again, I can't help but feel that this is a moment where it's near impossible to tell what really happened, and there are a lot of assumptions going on. One thing I do know is that in the Kokoro Connect OVAs, each key did voice a minor character, and he has moved past this incident. That being the case, there are really only 2 main takeaways I can get from this story. Public pranks like this are absolutely moronic, especially when they're part of a company's PR campaign. Just an absolutely brain-dead decision there that put everyone, including Ishiki, at an increased risk of future harassment and in an unnecessarily difficult position. Second, don't necessarily take this internet stuff at face value. After all, when I read the story for the first time, I was ready to make this video and come out swinging about how disgusting this behavior is and all that, but upon digging just a little more, it became clear that, in its own way, that would only be contributing to the thing Ishiki says caused him the most issues. The horror of the internet. The way people treat these problems like they have all the info at their disposal, even though they haven't talked to any of these people, even though they haven't been directly involved. Sometimes you gotta take a step back from this stuff before making assumptions. Otherwise, you might be led to a string of information that's impossible to confirm or deny, harassment, and who knows what other terrible things.
Okay. I had not ever heard this story before. But sure, yeah. I do think you should go watch Kokoro Connect. It's a good series. I'm sorry you never heard the story. Yeah, no, it slipped my radar somehow. Moral of the story, don't invite someone for work under false pretense. Yeah, it's usually a good start. Unless you want to do something like, hey, you wanna audition for this supporting character, and then it turns out, oh look, you're actually not auditioning for a supporting character, you're actually getting a main character role, right? Like, something like that I think is kind of fun.